Hi everyone. I'm in the kitchen with a bowl of ice cream, and I know you're not supposed to eat ice cream during the day. At least I eat it at night, usually for dessert, after dinner, sometimes during the day, but not often, except I am this time because I'm doing the ice cream book tag. And that is it's one of those tags where you get most of these book tags I've been doing or I've seen are like just straight up questions, but others are where you have an item and there's a statement or a question associated with it. And this is one of those. You get you have ice cream flavors and there's a statement associated with it. And it was created by Erica's Tea Party, which is a YouTuber, and I didn't actually see that video, but I saw somebody named Bookables do it, and I like Bookables. I subscribe to her, and I just was inspired to do it by her, so I was going to put her video down as well as the original. I'm going to find it and put the original down, and here we go. Okay, so before I get into them, I want to let you know that if you see something pop up in the lower third, I'm trying to be a little creative by and saying the flavor that I choose and adding some color to it just to make it kind of whimsical. Because talking about ice cream, and I chose to do this tag, but this time of year because it's spring. A lot of people are eating ice cream, even though I eat ice cream any time of year, really. But um, it was just because it's spring, and I also for the lower thirds, the flavors are going to pop up just so I can show my creative side. All right, now let's get started. So the first one is peanut butter, and I love peanut butter ice cream. I love peanut butter anything. And that's name a book series you want to read, but you might not. And I'm going to say I don't have the books for these because obviously I don't plan on reading them. But I'm going to say The Hunger Games, Divergent, Game of Thrones, just because I want to get into those fandoms, those movies and TV shows. But I just haven't been getting around to actually, seeing the movies. And I'm sorry, I had something in my eye. I'm sure I would like those things, but I just don't. I don't want to read the books, but I kind of do want to see the movies. I've been thinking about them, or the show Game of Thrones. So I do want to get into those fandoms, but I don't want to read the books. So I'm going to move on. Okay. So the next one is chocolate, and that's name a, which I'm not sort of into, at least with ice cream. But anyway, that's name a book you could read over and over again. And I'll say that any book I've read once, but I would read some again. I just want to keep reading more books. And I chose Dear John because this was one of the most recent ones I loved. I read where I loved him like so much. Um, and I would read this again. Uh, it's incredibly sad. It's so heartbreaking. And it was so good. It was so good. And I would read this again. I did read it kind of quickly. I mean, it's not too thick, but when I read it, I did read it kind of quickly, and when I did, I loved it, and I would read this again. I would recommend it to people. It was amazing. It was really amazing. Okay. Oh, Pistachio. Name a book with a green cover. Okay, for this one, I chose Sideways. I mean, I had a few choices, but this is like, except for um, except for the image and the titling, the entire thing is green, and it's like one solid color. It's not like an image of a forest or anything where it's mostly green, but it's different shades of green, and it's so yeah. I just chose it just because it's solid green, and I wonder, is pistachio an ice cream flavor? I thought it was more of a nut. Um, I don't really like pistachios. Um, but yeah, I chose sideways just because it's just because most of it's green. It's not, um, and it's just one nice solid color. Okay, the next one is strawberry, which I can mostly find in Neapolitan or Spumoni, and that's I will it's name a book with the cutest romance, uh, and I I featured this before, and I love this book, but Matt and Olivia from 7 Days and 7 Nights. I know this cheesy romance book, but I have reasons to justify that it's not completely cheesy romance. That's an actual novel. Um, but anyway, um, I mean, first of all, I like the cover, and it's it's not supposed to be cute. Where they can't stand each other when they're forced to live in an apartment for a week. Um, but the process of how they kind of interact, it is kind of cute. Because Matt becomes kind of a sensitive guy, and Olivia becomes more of a flattered woman. And they're both, and that's for each other basically. And over time, over the book, I mean that you see that kind of cuteness. And yes, it does have a happy ending, predictably. But yeah, I'm gonna say this one. Okay, I'm eating my ice cream. The next flavor is lemon. And I love lemon. That's one of my favorite foods. I love lemonade, lemon wedges, lemon heads, lemon squares, and I love lemon. It's one of my favorite foods. And that's name a book with a sour ending. And who thinks lemons are sour? I chose I'm having so much fun here without you because I don't think this has a sour ending. I like the ending. I think lemons are sweet. I don't think they're not sour to me. So I had to choose a book with a sweet ending. So yes, I am changing this question because I don't think it was sour. I think it was really sweet. Because the character of Richard is trying to win the love of his wife back, and at the end, spoiler alert, he he finally wins her back, and it's really sweet, and it's nice, and it's not at all sour like a lemon because I don't think lemons are sour. But anyway, I'm moving on. Okay, this is not the flavor. Fuck. All right. Um, mint chocolate chip. I love that too. Name your favorite children's book. And I think this might be a children's book, at least targeted for children. Um, but I like this, and I read it because my cousin wanted me to, and I loved it. And I I mean the main characters are children, and it's really really thin too, and um, yeah, based on the way it's written, it looks like it's targeted for children. So I would assume as such that this is considered a children's book. Yeah, it even has a mint colored cover. If there's shine, it's the sun shining on it. But yeah, it does look like it has a mint colored cover, but it's not about the cover. It's meant about the genre of the book. So I'm gonna move on. Okay, vanilla. And that's name your favorite classic. And I chose Pride and Prejudice. Um, and Confession. I didn't read this. It's not. It's on my to read list. I would have said The Great Gatsby, but I don't have a copy of The Great Gatsby, and I've pictured it, and I was tired of placing the picture, even though I couldn't show the book. I had to show a picture of the book, and I do want to read this. So I really, yeah, I do want to read this, and it is on my to read list. And I, uh, uh, yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what it's like. Excuse me. So I'm gonna use this, or I would also say The Great Gatsby, but I was just tired of showing the picture. And I thought, well, I do have a classic, and just make the promise that I'm gonna read it, and when I do, I'll let you know what it's like. Okay, the last one, it's really more of a, it's not a flavor, it's more of a topping, but it's whipped cream, and that's a very long book you read fast. And I'm going to say The Interestings by Meg Wolitzer. Because it's very thick. It's over 500 pages. It's over 530 pages. And I have another confession. I listened to the audiobook. Um, and that's why I got through it kind of faster because I was listening to the audiobook. I don't think I would have been able to read this. Um, and I liked it. I did. It was good. But yeah, I didn't like really read it. I For a few of the chapters, I actually did read along with it. But I was pretty much just listening to it. But I was actually reading along with the narration, and it was good. It was good. And yeah, it's very thick. At least for me, I have a thickness factor. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. Okay, so that was the ice cream book tag. I know it was really weird watching the eat this. Um, anyway, I chose to do it because it was spring. And you know, a lot of people, they eat ice cream in the spring and summer, but I eat it any time of year. It's just, it would have been weird to do it in the winter because you don't really eat ice cream in the winter. So, oh, um, anyway, it was created by Erica's Tea Party, I think, and I decided to do it inspired by Bookables. So I'll link both of those channels down in the description, as well as the flavors. So I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.